Empires, once powerful and seemingly invincible, have risen to greatness only to fall into the dust of history. From the mighty Roman Empire to the far-reaching Mongol conquests, these empires shaped the world in ways that still resonate today. But what caused their downfall? Could it have been avoided? And more importantly, are we witnessing similar patterns in the modern world? In this video, we'll dive into the rise and fall of history's greatest empires, drawing eerie parallels to the global challenges we face today. The lessons from the past may be more relevant than we realize, and understanding them could help us avoid repeating history's gravest mistakes. The Roman Empire is often seen as one of the greatest civilizations in history. It stretched across 3 continents, dominating vast regions and building infrastructure that would endure for centuries. But what led to its collapse? Internal corruption, economic struggles, and constant invasions from external forces chipped away at Rome's foundations. While the empire continued to grow in size, its stability weakened, and it eventually crumbled. The lesson here is clear: no matter how strong a nation may seem, internal decay and overexpansion can lead to its downfall. In today's world, as nations push the limits of their influence and resources, are we seeing similar cracks in the foundation? The Mongol Empire, under Genghis Khan, was the largest contiguous empire in history, spanning from Europe to Asia. Its rapid rise was fueled by brutal military tactics, expert leadership, and a highly organized system of communication and governance. But like Rome, the Mongols also fell victim to overexpansion and internal divisions. As the empire grew, it became increasingly difficult to control, leading to fractures and eventual collapse. The modern world, with its global reach and interconnected economies, faces a similar challenge: how to manage large-scale influence without losing control. Are we witnessing global powers overextending themselves in a way that history has shown to be unsustainable? Another striking example is the British Empire, once the largest empire in history. At its height, the British controlled nearly a quarter of the world's population and landmass. However, economic strain, resistance from colonized nations, and the cost of maintaining such a vast empire ultimately led to its decline. The British Empire's fall is a reminder that even the most powerful nations cannot maintain dominance forever. In today's era of rising nationalisms and independence movements, are we seeing the same forces at play, where global powers face growing pushback from those they seek to influence? These historical empires all share common threads: rapid expansion, internal instability, and external pressures. But what about today's superpowers? The United States, for example, is often compared to the Roman Empire with its global military presence, economic dominance, and cultural influence. But just as Rome faced challenges from within and without, the US grapples with political division, economic inequality, and rising global competition. Can it maintain its influence, or is it following the same trajectory as the empires that came before? Similarly, China's meteoric rise on the global stage draws comparisons to the expansion of past empires. With its Belt and Road Initiative, China has extended its influence across continents, building infrastructure and creating economic ties with numerous countries. But could this rapid expansion lead to overreach? As history has shown, empires that grow too quickly often find themselves stretched too thin, vulnerable to internal instability and external resistance. The lessons from the past are clear: no empire, no matter how powerful, is immune to decline. The rise and fall of empires teach us that strength is not just about size or military might, but about balance, stability, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. As we look at today's global powers, we must ask ourselves: are we learning from history's mistakes, or are we doomed to repeat them? Understanding the forces that brought down the world's greatest empires could provide invaluable insights into the challenges facing our world today. In a world where global influence is constantly shifting, it's crucial to recognize the patterns that have defined the rise and fall of empires throughout history. By looking back at the triumphs and failures of the past, we can gain a clearer understanding of the present and perhaps avoid a similar fate. The world is changing, and the empires of today may not look the same tomorrow. What lessons will we take with us as we move forward, and how will the decisions we make now shape the future? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: history has much to teach us if we're willing to listen.